Good afternoon. Shauna here from Infinity Readings. Continuing on with my live series. Trying to get through all the signs here, masculine and feminine, singles and couples squished into one. So today we're doing the Taurus male. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be hitting off with here. I just wanted to mention again, I sound like I'm getting repetitive, but a friend of mine made this and she does awesome work. And this is her website, her business card. And I am going to link some of the contact info in the box below so you can contact her. She does great stuff. She's up here in Canada, Calgary, Alberta. So if you're interested in anything like that, give her a shout and inquire. She's got a Facebook page where she displays all her stuff. So you can check that out there. So I wanted to display that because I know her and I know she does good work and you'll get a quality product. So wanted to give everyone a tip for that. Alrighty. So Thursday here, afternoon, we're pretty cloudy, so it's okay to be inside doing readings. I'm going to go over the overall general energies for the Taurus male, and then we are going to go through 2 sets of tarot cards and then a set of romance cards, and then we're going to get into the love sector and see what we can illuminate here to help this Taurus get through or surpass or just deal with what's going on in their romance area, okay? So for the first off, I'm just going to get right into it. The first part here, I dip into the overall energies, okay? And the first card I get is, sorry, my shirt's doing weird things here. Okay, the first card I get is action. And this may be what the Taurus is in the mood for, action. Okay, there's a heavy energy that this guy has to take note of, or maybe not taking note of, or just doing. You know, he's in the mode where he's doing. Because these Taurans, they can sit back and rest on things for quite a bit. They usually want to overthink things, whatever. For the summer, I feel like it's more the action mode that they're going to be in. Moving and shaking and getting things done, okay? The next card I get is altruism. I feel like they're trying to come from the better part of who they are. And not only that, they're trying to go outward in a way that's helpful to those around them in their immediate circle. There's not much further than that. Right in their immediate circle. They want to make sure that they're doing right, giving right, and being true to who they are as a human being, right? As a person. They want to get and move forward with like-minded people. That's what they gave me. I want to make sure they're becoming aware of their surroundings here and taking high note of who's in it and what's being given off in that way. So the last card for the overall energies is leadership. So along with the action, we're sandwiched altruism with, what is that, action? And we're coming into leadership. So I get a sense that this Taurus male here, he's kind of got his mindset on something here. So I don't know if it's, trying to get rid of the glare, it's not happening. I feel like this may be in a work oriented kind of way, like there's something here, it's kind of all business, that we're trying to take the lead here and run the show, so to speak. So we're taking action to do that in the best way possible for not only the Taurus male, but for those people around him who are involved, okay? So they're thinking a little bit out of their own box, I feel like, overall, okay? So those are the general areas, or the general energy, general areas for what's going on here. So as I get into the tarot cards, the first card I get is the Queen of Pentacles. So we may have this type of person surrounding us, okay? Usually this first row is epitomizing their energy. So they may be taking a more compassionate stance here than they normally do. But they're still in their element, so they're not far from where they should be. Okay? But they're on the softer side of things for the summer, trying to take other people's opinions into account here. And also I get a feeling of, status is not quite the word, but their surroundings, they really want to be in lush surroundings. So they want to make sure that this is taken care of. You know, they're either, maybe they're doing projects around the home to spruce up things to make it, you know, what they wanted, or, you know, like buying new furniture or things like this, kind of upgrading things at home. I get a sense of that. I want nice stuff. So that's, you know, that's going to come out through this card here. Wanting to be the best in all areas, right? And dipping into the feminine side and being on the compassionate end of things. So the next card I get is 14, is Temperance. So we got to watch ourselves. We don't get carried away with the credit card when we're going out and buying all this stuff, right? To upgrade, to make our lives better. We got to be careful with that because we can overdo it. That's the area that they're giving me anyway. But nonetheless, the Taurus can be someone who does get caught up in anger and a high temper real quick. So we got to be aware of that. So watch out for that. That's a trait here. Because we got the female energy on the male side, I feel like he's looking at things differently than he normally does, okay? And it may be to, if we're in a partnered relationship, it may be to take into account the partner's end of things, right? So if we're in a coupled relationship, it's taking into account the other person and really trying to balance that out in that way and taking instinct, their opinion, my opinion, and mixing it all together and coming out with a good solution for their way forward. Feel like there's is mitigating, is that the there's like immediately trying to accomplish heavy goals here within like their outward. Okay, I'm not wording it right, but anyway, as we move on here, I get the Ace of Cups. So that just really talks about the love here. We have love within us that we want to go outward with, okay? And if we're partnered, there may be something here in the last while that is preventing us from doing that properly, okay? So this has brought us to the conclusion that we have to change our tune in order to, you know, have this cup filling up. We got to change something about us because something came out externally and said, okay, you know, created a ruckus or isolated us to a point where we have to think about things, turn things around. And that's the Temperance, right? So and if we're on the single end of things, we're singles, we're dipping into our compassion here. We're going to watch how we go outward with our love, okay? I think we're being, they're going, it's either too aggressive or not aggressive enough, not trying hard enough. That's the sense I get in the split here. It's like, okay, we're Taurus male and we're going looking for love. This is the singles we're talking about. He's either overly aggressive and kind of scaring off, you know, suitors, or he's, you know, kind of too shy and meek and not willing to come forth and be vulnerable, and he's just losing opportunities, okay? So there's a vast difference here, but nonetheless, there's a heart full on either side. There's a heart full here looking for love outward. In the couple's end, we're making adjustments within the relationship to do that in a better way than we've done before. The next card I get for the base energy is the Ace of Wands. So, wow, okay. Just let me catch up here. I'm filtering all the energies in. These two aces, right? That's new beginnings. So if we have a Taurus male that's in a coupled relationship, we may have had a busting here. Like I'm saying, oh yeah, we had a talking to, and we had to change some things around here, watch our temper. We may have had a situation where the mate came in and said, okay, that's enough, right? Or at least leading us to a degree where we're using our temper to deal with this because we don't know what to do, right? So there might have been a blowout happen here in a relationship. And I feel like some are long-term here. And I don't know what's going to happen. Getting a question mark. We really have to figure out as we go. It's going to be, and you know what? They're saying it's good. He's in action mode because that's what the partner's looking for. If we don't get action, man, shit's going to change. That's what I'm hearing. Not from spirit. I hear that as scenarios, hear people's voices coming at me. Shit's got to change here because I've had it. Something. The Taurus male has really let things glide over him, been way too passive in one area, and his partner has been highlighting this, just not paying attention. So I feel like there's a blowout in the coupled sector. Now, for the singles, we're just going out there. We're dipping. I feel like the singles are a little more laid back. We're dipping into our zone here, and we're getting things figured out. We're tempering ourselves and our character to simmer down. We're trying to relate to the female side here, and we're trying to go outward in that way. Now, the Ace of Cups shows that, yeah, we're full up. We're ready to go outward. The Ace of Wands is not only that, we got passion to follow it. Okay. So there may even be a direction here for the singles to go. Okay. So that's the first line. Okay. Now, move this around here. As we go deeper in the second row of tarot cards, first card we get is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is about, okay, we're getting into the relationship thing here. Three of Pentacles is about joining together as a group, to try and accomplish a goal, okay? So we have one person that has a goal, one person that has, they both have the same end game here. They both want to get to the same point. So this is what's going on here. That's just highlighting, that's the situation. You have two people here, they both want the same thing, so they're grouping together to try to make that happen. Presuming in the relationship, right? That could also symbolize work as well. Now we have the King of Wands. Give me a minute. That may be an older figure in your midst here, or it may be your energy taking charge and acting like a fire instead of an earth, right? Where, there may be some planetary stuff supporting this and bringing you energy of a fire to get your ass moving in the direction you need to go to accommodate this goal that you both have in mind, this partnership. I feel like it's as a couple, in a couple, we have a goal here to achieve something within the relationship, or even, it may be around the house, because I was getting, fixer-upper and things. So we may, as a couple, be some of us in the position where we're, yeah, let's upgrade the house, let's remodel, let's do this. It's a big decision, right? And I feel it's a bigger decision. Like if we don't handle this well, things aren't going to go well from now on. So dealing with that, I think the King of Wands is just that fire energy of taking charge here when we've not been like that, or not taken on that kind of energy in the past, in the winter and the spring. So the next card I get is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is about walking away. So we may have a Taurus male here come to a crossroads in the relationship, and he's turning his back for some reason. Is this permanent? I don't know. But when we have a Leo energy and then we got to walk away, I mean, that's they're putting their foot down. It's not wishy-washy. There's something here that's causing them to turn the other cheek. We're going away here. So it may be you or someone with you turning. You know, it can go either way. It can reverse. The energies can go to your partner. Okay, so keep that in mind. I get a scenario here, but sometimes it flips. You know, I'm picking up on your energy. It may be the partner's. The next card I get is the Sun. So what this is telling me is that we're working together to meet a goal. We're going out of our character to be kind of relaxed and reserved about things. We're going forward and being quite dominating in that area. And that creates something or someone to walk away. Okay, a situation needs to be walked away, and not only. And then we have the Sun to highlight that that is highly expected, meaning that is a good thing. We need to walk away because something here is off. Okay, something's off. So that's not good. No, let's carry on. To the next row, we get right into the romance. Okay. First card we get, Page of Cups. Not great if we're talking about relationships, because this guy, he's really emotionally immature. What do I mean by that? He really doesn't take anybody's feelings into account except his own. So we're either finding we're coming across a partner that is this way, or we are this way. So it's not your partner, it's you. That's creating this, how do you say, creating this atmosphere where, you know, you serve me and that's it. You know, and that's also the, give me a minute. Because I'm being shown the wheel, right? The process of time, and things change, right? Things have changed, are changing, will change, okay? And this is what's going on here, ultimately with the Taurus male. Things are changing, but they're making me take note of the couple, and I'm like, okay, so are they together or are they apart? And then they just never let me go with that. So we'll look to the cards here. Now, Wheel of Fortune is spinning. So whatever path you were on, if you're resting back and taking it easy, man, there's something here is going to flip on you to make you come alive and keep you on your toes. And I feel like for this summer, there's a lot of energy in you knowing and recognizing this and coming forward and saying, yeah, I gotta step up here. Not only that I'm stepping up, I'm doing. So I'm kind of confused if he's taking action, what's going on here. But we have action maybe out of an immature way of thinking. So we're maybe not in the right frame of mind when we're taking action here, okay? So the next card I get is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups. We have a Page of Cups and a Queen of Cups. Is that the pair we're talking about here? Because if we do, we have one person who's emotionally mature and one that doesn't understand that. Okay, this may be your partner, water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or someone who is very soft, compassionate, understanding, caretaker. They gave me that word in bright bold. So this may be the situation you're in. You're being taken care of, and this woman is very compassionate in that way. And there may be something here. Maybe we're feeling trotted upon. Maybe the Pisces female or whatever, the water female is feeling like they're not getting the respect they deserve for the all that they give forth, right? And that would kind of signify the immaturity here, is kind of like the expectation of all this caring, but yet something, like I said, something's going to flip. So where do we end? We end with the Ace of Wands. No. Let me tune in here. The Ace of Wands, initially, when we're talking about romance, that's passion. That's physical passion. We want to indulge in the physical side of things, right? So that's indulging. Now, the man is not even looking at that. He's looking straight ahead. The woman is looking at the passion. Okay. So there's something that either they're not getting passion. Maybe the Taurus male is dealing with some issues on the intimate side of things. I'll leave it at that. There's something going on here that is not compatible with these two as a pair. Okay. The queen is looking for some passion, and it doesn't seem like her partner is even aware that she needs that, or feels like he's very content with himself and where he's sitting. He's fine. But the woman is, something's a little off. I wouldn't say things or whatever. Something's a little off here. And I don't know if she said her piece, but it has to do with something to do with the passion area. We're not getting what we feel we deserve, maybe. So things are changed. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, can signify, we've had a change in the bedroom. Things aren't going so well, okay? May signify that, and we just end up, someone wants passion that they're not getting, okay? Then we could also have a scenario that, things are changing here and we want more passion and we're trying to get it from the partner, okay? So now that's the romance side here. Now, I'm picking up on the couples side a little heavier here. So if you're single, you're going out and doing things, but you got to be aware that you may not be on the highest rung of the emotional tree here, or the highest limb, I guess. We got some learning to do in the emotional area. There's some fate here that you may come across, some fateful relationships that kind of tune you in that way over the summer. And one of them might be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer, a water flowy kind of woman. So soft, compassionate energy. And I think the Taurus male is kind of attracted to that anyway, right? He likes to be pampered. And the Pisces type, the water type, are the ones that do that. And then, for the single, I feel like he's going to find that passion, because maybe the Taurus male single, he is more on the end of not seeing sights like this before. He may have had a lot of colder women, colder situations, colder communications and intimacies. And he's coming across a warmth here he almost doesn't believe to be the truth. Okay, so there we go. There's the phallic symbol, right? So there's the excitement. It's all great. So, the singles and couples, there's quite a vast difference here of what's going on over the summer. The singles are really getting charged by a unique energy that they haven't come across before. And the couples are going through some problems, but not like, well, I don't know. There's kind of a breakup, like a possibility. These two aces show that somebody's starting anew. Is that in the relationship? I feel like there's an adjustment that needs to happen. It's whether or not we come through here. Anyway, so that is the first rung, okay? So that's the first rung of the sensual side. So as we move on. Okay. It looks like we're not going to get any answers here. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 is the moon, right? So the moon is all about secrets. Could be lies, could be things kept undercover. There's things here that aren't being said to the partner. I feel is highly in the couples area. The partner is not being attended to in that way, okay? So the moon is all about those things that we don't know. But the moon also symbolizes that there's going to be a day, right? So it will be illuminated. It's just not at this point. Look at this. Then we have the stars. That's kind of synchronistic. The stars are about making in a relationship, right? This woman's going over this guy, making him feel like the center of the universe. So she's making him feel like a star. That's really the ultimate energy of this card that I put in there, is that, yeah, okay, this is what's going on. Somebody is making someone else feel in a sensual way like the star of the show, okay? So we have this energy here for the Taurus male. Now, if we're talking about singles, there's an ability here to attain that, feeling that I feel like the single, he just didn't even know he could feel that good. Okay. He's coming into something that he doesn't realize on a certain level even existed. Okay. But he's coming across it no less. And then for the couples, the moon is symbolizing the secrets within that are really being held back. One partner's holding back from another. Could be either way. There's something intimately here that's being withheld. We want something more, but we're not telling the partner. So the partner doesn't have any way to adjust to this. They can't adapt. They don't know there's a problem. So in a sense, it's not their fault, but somebody's not, I wouldn't say unhappy, but there's something that they want that they're not getting. Okay. And then the stars is really symbolizing that, there's an ability here to get what you want, but we're being too secretive. Okay. So the next card I get is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, right? Okay. If we're talking about singles, we're talking about someone here, and it could be a Taurus male who is looking into a relationship like the single, right? Looking into a relationship. He hasn't had a lot of experience in the love area, love department, okay? Or in this particular area. Like I said, I was picking up on an energy here of a Taurus male that's got a relationship. He's coming across, stands out amongst the crowd. And not only that, it's like I've never seen anything like this before. So don't know how to treat it, right? So the Ace of Wands is going in that direction and wanting to pursue that. Okay. And not only that, I'm getting a sense they're showing me like a role reversal here. So the Taurus male is feeling like where he used to always be in charge of things and in control of things, it's flipping for him. The partner he's looking at is suddenly above him in charge. Or how do you say? I'm getting an energy, but I can't translate. How do you put that in words? Like, okay, you have a man, right? It's kind of like the emperor energy, and what he says goes, and that's just what happens along the line. And it happens to everybody because they know when he walks in the room, he demands respect and he demands that, authority. And now he comes across this unique animal, right? I'm talking about the woman that he's come across standing out amongst the crowd. When he comes across her, suddenly he gets pulled underneath. Suddenly he has to listen to her. She demands him to bow down to her. He's not used to that feeling. Kind of shocks him, but at the same time, there's an interest here. Like, what is this? I don't know. What is this animal? I want to figure it out. How do I get more out of this? So there's not a lot of experience with this. We don't have a ledger. We don't have a guidebook for this one. So we got to search a little harder, a little deeper for this. Okay. Now, again, in the coupled relationship, we're talking about, we may have a coupling here where one partner doesn't or never took, they never took the lessons within the relationships forward. Okay. They may have had a lot of relationships and they may have learned. I'm saying that in quotations because they may have thought they learned their lesson in the relationship, but they go on to the next one to get the same damn thing. And we still go through the same process. We're not getting anywhere because we're not using the information that we got from that relationship to go forward and prevent it in the next one. We're just bringing it, we're just dragging it with us. And we never unload it, it's just dragging behind. We don't unpack it, we don't analyze it and figure it out and go, yeah, okay, how do I not do this in the future? That's not been looked over for the Taurus males. So we're going in that they're just making me look at that one stake in the heart. And they're going, oh no, they could have a lot of what they call experience with women, but they've not learned with the women that they've been with. Meaning they'll be with them, but they don't adapt, they don't compromise, and they don't make amends in the relationship. They just get in there, and when things get complicated, they run off and they go to the next one. And they don't evolve, they don't step up. So this may be what's going on for the Taurus male in the relationship. We got a situation here where a partner, I think, is coming to the edge point and going, okay, this has to change. And it may be the same thing he's heard in previous relationships, okay? And because of that, because of him not adapting to that, now it is a greater, bigger problem, and it means more to him to try and solve it, but that's the way it goes, right? The push, the shove. I think we're getting ready for a knock on the head here, but nonetheless, that's the situation. So we're wanting to feel like the king of the world here, but there's some secrets going on. And I feel like it could be on both ends, but one more than the other. But both people have things that they can express to the partner, especially about bedroom stuff, right? Because if you're not talking about how are you going to figure out what you want? So this may be going on, okay? Excuse me. Now we end up, this is a good card to end at, okay? We end up at the King of Cups. And guess what? Here's his queen. So we end up whipping into shape here. This man is going to come out underneath. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a long road here, but I don't feel like he's dragging his feet. I just feel like it's hard for him to understand what this woman wants entirely. It's almost like he's taking a point like, I don't know, can I, what is this she's really asking for? Like, he's really got to search to go deeper. He's not hit the depths that this woman wants him to hit. But he's going to, try and get there over the summer. Not only that, it's boding well for that. When we get the King of Cups, this man is an emotional man. He can hold it back if he needs to, but he's a good, keen judgment of it. And that judgment leads to the learning of the lesson, I feel like there's a little bit of secrecy between the couple. So they're not really talking about all that is bothering them, but I feel it's in the best interest. They're going, I don't want to upset the partner, and I don't want to piss him off, like that kind of thing. So we're trying to baby step our way, but it's going to come to a head here. And I feel like the female is going to be behind this. I think the female partner is going to be the one kind of going, okay, enough, feeling, and I'm getting a sense of feeling like they're being walked on. Mentally, they can work this out, but that they feel like that. And it's because the Taurus male has not understood his patterns in the past, and now he's going to deal with that. And it seems like he's going to come forward in an emotional way and understand that in an emotional way to kind of break through all of this. We may even get a situation here where we're getting back on track in the sex side of things, because there's a lot going on here that, like I said, I don't feel like it's make or break, but it's getting to the point where there's a lot of stuff adding up in this area, that area, and then it's starting to break down on the physical side. So that is that here. Hold on. Okay, so I went across horizontally. So now I'm going to go down vertically and take the first card of every grouping here, and then we'll see what happens, what comes out. Nintendo. Hey, buddy, cool it. I just broke up with it. Yeah, that's well, it's going to be happening. I'll tell you, the summer here, we are in a mode where energies are just fluctuating. So there's going to be a lot of breakups, a lot of bust-ups here. So, if we're getting the threat to leave, take it seriously, because, that's really, people are awakening to things that don't fit them anymore, right? So they're making their partners aware. And I feel like the one place where we're not listening is the communication. That's a double-edged sword there. But we're not talking, And not only that, you know, some people are not listening. Okay, so I'm going to take the first cards here from each grouping, and we'll go down and separate the energies because it's interesting what can come out. Now we start with the Queen of Coins. Sorry. Okay, the Queen of Coins. She's that stable, grounded energy, right? And the first row is always about the main energy, which is the Taurus male. So we're trying to gain our compassion, trying to gain our emotional, softer side. We're trying to adapt to the female. So I feel a great effort from this man. It's taking a lot to actually get him to take action, because this man's got to be so full of ideas before he takes action. So he's, you know, this means a lot to him. So there's that energy. And as we move to the next tarot pile, here we get the Three of Pentacles. So this is interesting because we're staying with the coins, right? And that's the materialistic side of things. So we're trying to gain our compassion as that Taurus male, right? And we're trying to work together with the partner to make that happen, whatever they want, you know? And there's a lot of compromise in this card. Both people are tugging and pulling, you know? We're not just one person being stubborn. And the Taurus man, he can be absolutely stubborn, but I don't feel that. I feel like he's given that up because he's been kind of pointed in a direction of what matters here. What matters is the relationship I have with my partner, and I'm going to do what I need to do to continue that in a good, loving way, right? So he's getting to the bottom of things. The next card we get is the Page of Cups, yeah. So the Page of Cups is that trip we got to take. Man, we haven't had the emotional maturity. Nobody's ever made us step up. We've just had the relationship until the partner can't take it no more, and then they leave. And we're kind of, I'm getting a sense that probably the Taurus male never really understood why anybody left, because nobody gave him any answers, and he never thought to ask any questions. So there he is sitting there, not evolving, not advancing, and nobody's going nowhere, right? I mean, the partner's going somewhere. She's got all the answers, but he is just, you know, he doesn't understand why it happened, okay? And then the next card we get is the Moon, and there we go. There's the I don't understand, right? What happened here? So really a long line, a history for the Taurus male that is just not cluing into why these things busted apart. You ask him, well, what happened there? I don't know. She got bored. She got this. She got that. It's always going to be her because he didn't want it to end, is the sense I'm getting. Well, maybe not in every single situation, but I'm getting a sense here that, you know, he didn't want it to end. You know, he didn't want it to go. It went, but, you know, what do you do? And there may be a sense, too, of wrapping things up in his own mind that's just not quite in line with reality, okay? So, and a Taurus can, like I said, he can be stubborn, so he can lock off to a lot of stuff. And I think that's probably part of the problem is we were given flags here. You just don't want to deal with that. Don't want to, you know, go there, and along the line it catches up. And the worst thing is you put these things off to a degree, it catches up in a relationship that you really want to keep. And then there's nothing you can do. You may end up busting it if you don't evolve. And if you haven't learned anything, da da da. So anyway, that's the rope here. Okay. We got the compassionate side wanting to come out in this man. And then the willingness to adapt and work with the partner to get things accomplished. He's realizing that he's got some, you know, emotional changing to do. He still has some questions, and there's still some things that are not illuminated. The partner is yet to bring forward, but I feel like that may come yet with time. They're just kind of, you know, I don't want to overwhelm the guy. I don't want to flush him out here. I just want to give him the facts. So she's trying to soft disclose all this stuff, right? We're just soft selling it, slowing it down, giving it in little pieces. And then when he gains momentum, we'll give him a little more. So that's what's going on here through the Taurus male on the first rung here of all the cards. Now, as we go to the second card, all the way down, the Ace of Wands, right? So that's the passion, the new passion they want to put forward. And we pair that with the King of Wands, and that's that energy. It's all fire. So this is what he's changing. He's adapting his kind of sit back and watch attitude to get up and move attitude. Not only that, you're going to hear what my point of view is, because I'm going to tell you that kind of thing. And that's that fateful event that needs to happen for the Taurus male. He needs to come forward in this energy to change things, because whether or not he changes, that wheel is turning. And if he don't change, man, he's going to get bumped around in there. Kicked right out, maybe, right? So the next card is the Stars. So we want to take action, and we want to be in charge of how we go forward, because the energy is shifting. And if we do and we're successful, it's highly aspected. And not only that, the Star kind of bumps up the energy and gives them the power to be successful in this. You know what, Ashley? Give me a moment in the end here. I'll see if I can do that. Or better yet, wait for the end. I'll give you some info here. So yeah, so we've got that passionate energy, the King of Wands wanting to bump and stand for his, he's standing up for his own rights, I feel, in the relationship. Nonetheless, everything's flipping energetically. But it's highly aspected that these two could be successful, as long as both people are balancing the energies and compromising to the same degree here. Yeah, no problem, Ashley. Hey, Susie. Hey, guys, sorry. When I start zoning in on names, I start zoning in on your energy field, so I can't do that for too long. I've got to say hi and then kind of zone out. But at the end, you can attack me. I'll give you the okay here. Now, on the third rung of the verticals, we got 14, which is Temperance. So we all know that the Taurus can get out of control here with temper and egos and flaring of energy, right? He can get cantankerous as well. I use that name, I got to get another word. Over my vocabulary a bit. So he's got to watch that. He's got to watch his temper, period, through this process, because it's going to feel like he's being picked apart. And his ego's, not getting stroked here. It's getting beat off. So we don't want that feeling. We want to, so it's going to be irritating for him to go through this. Now we have the Eight of Cups. So if we don't temper things, this is what could happen. That's really what I'm getting. And then the Queen of Cups energy. Now, with the Queen of Cups there, give me a moment. We may have an energy here as well that the Queen, the partner, people in the coupled relationships here, they may be in a situation where they're ready to leave, okay? Where they're having to temper themselves down, and that may be part of this unknown part where we've had enough and we're ready to go, okay? And so we got to watch, because there's things here that are unknown to the Taurus male. And not only that, the universe is holding that secret as well. They're like, no, none of your business. It'll get dealt with as it's dealt with. This man is truly there for the right reasons. He'll come forth. And that's what's going on here. The Temperance is, I'm feeling a need to mention the partner is got to temper things too as well. And she has been, and she is. So be aware of that. And that energy is attached to her. The walking away energy is attached to the female in the relationship. Okay. So now, where are we here? Pulled that one out. Okay. Now the last card I get in the series here is the Ace of Swords. So that's bringing that focus back to the bedroom, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to hold on the couples and go back to the singles, okay? The singles, watch yourselves when you're going outward here. It's like Mr. Nintendo buddy here. Too much, right? We're going and we're exploding too much on one end and scaring off the competition. I'm saying competition, but I shouldn't say that. But we're scaring off the partners. We're not tempering ourselves to like this. The guy in the couple is trying to compassionate. How do I say that? To gain compassion, okay, from the feminine side of things, to try and get down to her level and speak to her softly so she can accept it softly and be graceful and all of that. So we're getting rid of our gruffness. And that's a lot of what the tempering here is for the single male, right? Because we got to watch how we're coming at these women, because they're getting turned off and they're walking away. And there's one here in particular. I mean, if you're single, I think you got your eye on a water sign. Someone soft, compassionate, whatever, and you're being too gruff, too harsh, too strong, and you may have walking away here, okay? Now, when we get into the sex side of things, we have the woman looking at the sex side. So if there's a single here and you're interested in a water sign, there's an interest in the physical end. I'm getting a reciprocation here for the physical side of the relationship. So we have a wink, wink, right? I'm with you here, but just take it easy. You know, go a little lighter with your energy onto her, because she's soft, gentle. We're talking about lace and leather here. It's not mixing very well. So we got to take that into account and be graceful. The Taurus man is coming on a little too strong. That's the feeling I get. Even though it's attracting her, okay, it will be over time too much for her to handle, and it could cause her to walk away. If not, showing signs of that already. Okay, so that's the energy for the singles. And then again, I went through the couples. Okay, so for the last rung here, we get the Ace of Cups. So this is about the purity of heart going forward. Single or couple, we got a lot of love. We want to give it outward. And we're ready to do so. I'm getting excited with all this energy. And we're ready to do so. Okay. We're in a relationship or out of one, but we're full to the brim and we want to take that outward, right? And then the white bird is just a symbol of the purity of heart that we want to come from here. But I feel like the Taurus got such a bravado. It's kind of like that redneck dude. He doesn't want to admit that he's got feelers here, that he wants to go out. You know what I mean? There's a bravado here that's kind of hard to tame. And I feel like that's really what he has to temper. That's really what he has to kind of start spilling a little bit out of that cup to accommodate the feminine side a little more, or male, whatever, situation you're dealing with. So the next card is the Sun, right? We're ending on good notes here. This man has a lot of love to give and a lot of purity of heart, whether he keys into it or not. There's a lot of purity there. May not have been in the past, but like I said, for the single, there's somebody who's caught his interest. This is just standing out. The sun is shining on this and it's illuminating that. It's like, yeah, all good, all clear, signs for takeoff, all of that stuff. He's getting the go ahead. And then we have the Ace of Wands, right? So that without word, right? So we're just being sprung in all areas. And it's good. The universe is going, yeah, it's okay. Let it flow. Let it go there, because this is going to be good for you, right? Then we end up at the King of Cups. So what a nice place to land, because the King of Cups, not only, look, he's got his cup here. He starts with his cup and he ends with his cup. So to a certain degree, this man knows what he needs to do to get the goal. In the relationship, he knows what he needs to do. Out of a relationship, he knows what he needs to do to get into one. Okay. There's a lot of passion underneath the skin of this man. And the universe is going, let her rip. Let it go. I mean, we have to watch our boundaries here, the male-female aspect. And maybe at extremes with a Taurus and a Pisces, right? Because I'm getting it's a Pisces Taurus thing. So when we're at extremes like that, we have to be careful. We can't, you know, we don't want to dampen ourselves where we're not ourselves, but we don't want to turn off the partner either. I think we just need to open our heart where we've always guarded it. And there's a mask here that needs to be taken off. I think that's probably part for the Taurus male. They can, you know, bravado, same thing. You know, it's kind of like a soft-centered ego. The bravado, because he really comes over in a cocky kind of way, but at the same time, he'll give where he needs to give just to get her to come, you know, a couple steps his way, right? So he knows what he needs to do. He knows the boundaries there. He's just pushing his end more than hers. He's not meeting her halfway. He's going 3/4 and then yanking her 1/4. You know, that's not the way to do it. You got to go half and half. You know, you got to meet in the middle. So it's interesting energy I'm getting from the Taurus male. So, yeah, very distinctly, you know, he's trying to change his energy field is really what's going on here. He's realizing the way he's acting is not helping his situation. So something's got to change. And another thing too, if we're in a coupled relationship, we've had this partnership for a while, it means a lot to us. We don't want to start over here. I mean, we're going to have to start over in a new way forward if we choose to do so, but we don't want to be leaving this relationship. So there's an adjustment that needs to take place. But again, he's got his cup when he starts, and he's winning when he ends, because he just brings it outward. He's got it all there on the inside. He's just being lazy about it or stubborn, right? Because that's the trait. Taurus trait. We're being stubborn. We want to get more for our end before we give it forward. And we just have to learn that that's not the way that it is. And again, the experience may be in the background for this guy, but he's, you know, he's not been made to step up to the line. So if you have the option to do it or not do it, you're going to not do it, and you're going to move on. But you don't understand why, right? So this is what he's gone through. So I'm going to rehash the overall energies, and we'll call it a day here. So first we get the action, right? So this man, right? He's in that mode. He's wanting to adapt for the female. He's ready to take action. He's mentally gone over this. He realized he's out of time. Can't rest anymore. He's on his toes. And he cares for this one, so he's gotta come forward and do something, make some action. So he's, even before the partner or whatever, you know, sorry, stop showing. Even before the partner came forth and put a draw down, he was like, yeah, it's coming. So, you know, he was in the mode before she even said jump, right? So he was seeing this coming beforehand. Then the altruism, talking about straightening out my life to the greater good of everybody involved, not just me, right? We're seeing the downfalls of the me society. We're seeing the downfalls of the ego. We can't just please ourselves anymore. We have to give and adapt. And I think he'll be pleasantly surprised at what can happen when he does adapt to this, because he doesn't see it on all levels, because he's never done that before. So it really, it's going to be going like from a picture to a 3D experience, right? This is what this man is going to figure out. He hasn't got it yet, but I feel like by the end of summer, he's going to get little bits of information in that way coming forth to surprise him universally, you know, rewards in that way. And then we end up with leadership. So that's ultimately taking the reins. We're making action here and we're doing things. But once we get into our altruistic selves, we take the reins and we move forward. And that's when we step into the leadership role. And I mean, the eagle, right, is just soaring over so many things that he didn't realize how much easier it would have been in the past if we would have done this, right? So there it is. That is the energy for the Taurus male as I sigh. Now just give me a minute here. I'm going to check over some of these comments. You're welcome, Ashley. Susie, how old am I? Is that what you're asking? Oh, we got some raunchy guys in here today. Okay. Yeah, just go with your instinct. I mean, never ever take my opinion over. I'm trying to just highlight the situation that this male is going through to make you understand compassionately and say, okay, yay or nay, you know, in the sense I'm getting here. This man has the tools. He's just not, he's weaseled out of it all his life. And he figures he's going to do it again. But now the tables have turned because every other relationship he had, he could walk and it wasn't too big a deal. Now he's in a position where he doesn't want to walk. He wants to stay, so it matters. Now he's got to change. It's kind of a kicking and screaming thing. Okay, great, Monique. I'm glad. Yeah, because it is hard when you don't know what the other person's thinking, saying, or going through. And a lot of times, you know, until you're in another person's shoes, you can't judge. So, and part of this guy's path is really, he's put off things to this point that he's not had to deal with, not wanted to, and set aside, right? And not understanding the importance of the future because they would do it. They just would. So, pull a card for me. I'm a Virgo and he's a Taurus, Ashley. Okay, I'm going to pull you a card. I'm going to go in the romance area just to kind of tone things down here. Got some raunchy people in here. And they asked me before I come in if I wanted to moderate. I said, I'll deal with it as it comes. Silly me. Anyway, I will pull a card here. Actually, I'm going to go from the Mucha deck so I don't have to shuffle 5 decks here. So, Ashley, if you're still here, if you're not, you're going to have to check later. And, another thing I was going to mention to you is that we have a situation here where I have a Facebook page. Over the summer, again, I'm taking it off, so I won't be in. But I do weekly readings, and monthly I have a mini tarot night where we come in, everybody just free for all. They come in, I can give you a reading, and away we go, right? So it's a micro read, 3-card read, and you know, if you have questions or whatever, you just want to know what the cards are saying, what the universe is wanting to throw at you, then it comes out that way. So for some reason they retracted a message there. I don't know why. But anyway, for Ashley here, I'm gonna pull 3 cards here. Okay? And we'll see. Don't tell me any details other than what you said there, because I'm better off blind. Then I'm not judgmental of any info that comes in. So just give me a sec. Shuffle and 3, and then we'll go from here, and I'll see if I can. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, Ashley. She's a Virgo. Okay, here we go. Ashley, you got the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is about conventional ways of being, conventional ways of thinking, rules, regulations, marriage. So there may be someone that you want to marry, okay? Now, we have a Queen of Swords. Swords is not your energy, darling. You're Virgo, so you're Earth. So we have a marriage here connected to an air sign, okay? So let's just tone down here. The air could mean that like the Queen of Swords, I attribute traits of hers to mean that, yeah, you know what? I've got this sword in front of me. I'm guarding everything for my life, and I am resistant to anybody that does not come halfway to me. You have to be balanced and stable. I've gone through a lot of crap, and I'm not going to put up with any more. So if this is your energy, this is in line. If it's not, this is opposing you, okay? And the next card we get is the Ace of Cups. So we have somebody here with an energy of wanting to go outward in marriage, okay? Now, yeah, I have to pull one more here. The Fool. Okay. Just give me a minute, Ashley, here. There's a lot of people trying to get my attention here. I can feel. Okay, we have someone is ready to go outward in love, okay? And we have a no shit mode. If this is not you, there's somebody around you here that is attached to a marriage in that way. Now, if you're not looking forward in a relationship, okay, just a minute. I gotta look for the. Something's off here. I hate to say, because, okay, look, we have the 5 is the Hierophant. So that's marriage, stability, tradition, these kind of things. Then we have the Queen of Swords, somebody cutting things off in that way. So either someone you're involved with or you yourself are cutting off a marriage, getting a divorce, or leaving someone because you're in love. This is what it is. We've got a marriage here, and we've got someone cutting off something that is in the way of convention because we're in love. So I don't know what's going on here. How do I make sense of this? Yeah, no, and then I pulled another card on top of that, and it's the Fool. So somebody is footloose and fancy free here within a conventional way. Okay, so we got to watch where we're going. I feel like this is really a scramble here. I can't make sense of it. I've never had that. So I don't know if there's too many energies coming at me here, or but this is your situation. There's some kind of traditional thing here that's going on that someone is trying to cut through. You know what? Your best bet is just to hit me up. Go to my Facebook page. I'll shoot the links down underneath here. Give me an hour to read whatever that. Go in there, and I can deal with you in there. It's a lot. There's a lot less traffic or eyes, or I don't know. There's only 2 people in here, but there's something going on energetically. I'm not getting a good read here, but we have some kind of traditional sense here. Okay, Monique, I may be getting energies mixed here. Man. Sorry, guys. But whoever this applies to needs to take the information. We have a situation here where we have a traditional way of being. So either someone in a relationship or in a marriage that is long and sturdy, that is going to be cut, wants to be cut, or is cutting from in order to get with someone else that they truly love. Okay, so we don't have the Justice card, so it's not a divorce, but we're cutting our ties. Okay, so we may not be officially married, but in a traditional way, we're a couple, and things are being cut because we're going in a direction of love, not tradition. And then the Fool is taken off and going in that direction. Anyway, whoever it applies to, grab it. So I'm sorry, Ashley, but you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a tarot night on YouTube, and then we'll go with the 3-card micros. But I'll tell you, I'm getting a lot of conflicting energy here. I don't know if it's these raunchy guys that are commenting. It's just kind of throwing me off here. But I got some people here that's just not what they're here for. So, yeah, we'll deal with this. I'm going to be in all week doing these readings, so we'll figure it out in that way, okay? So just watch out for me, and I'll try and catch up with you. If I can't be doing this through the whole thing, I'll be 5 hours long. But, yeah, so if that applies to you, I guess that's the energy that you need to hear. But for the most part, wait for the videos to clear. Look for their opposing sign. Like you said, you're a Virgo and he's a Taurus. Okay, you've heard this side. Wait for my Virgo to come out. Go through all of that and autopsy that. And then when I'm done, then you can contact me separately. And look for my email as well. And you can ship me a letter there and we'll deal with that there. But in the meantime here, yeah, hopefully that helps someone. Either way. So that was the Taurus energy plus a little bump up there. In the meantime, sorry guys, I just want to get these readings out first, and then, you know, then I can play around. So maybe through the summer, I'll do some impromptu tarot nights, and we can go nuts then. So just keep an eye out, or like subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then you'll get notified. If you click the bell, I think it is, you'll get notified when I go on, and then we can do damage there, okay? Okay, thanks, Monique and Ashley, for coming in. Sorry, guys, but just this week, I just want to get them out, and then after that, I'll relax. Then I'll come in, and we'll do stuff. Sounds good. Hope to see you there. Thanks for coming and listening. You know, I pick up, I don't know who I'm picking up on, but the streams of the energy comes in. So, okay. So in the meantime, again, the Taurus energy. And if you're looking for more attention from me over the summer, you're not going to get it. I'll be coming in the fall, and I'll be doing a lot of Facebook stuff. Mondays, I go in, pick a card. That's your reading for the week. And then Tuesdays, I go over the masculine and feminine. And then I'm going to try and figure out some other crazy ideas to put in there for Wednesdays. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm going to wean back off. Friday's my animal days, so I work with animal energies at that time. So anyway, thanks you guys for coming in. It's pretty hectic in here today, but managed to get the bulk of it out. Hopefully this helps. Really, the energy I put forth is just to try and clarify whatever side, if you're watching for your partner or you're watching for yourself, to clarify your situation. Because some people may watch this and go, oh, that's what I'm going through. Oh, and then they can see clearer where they need to go. So that's my goal. Okay. So take care, guys. And I will be back later today. And, you know, I kind of want to do 2 signs a day. So we're into the Gemini for tonight. So I'm hoping that works out. Okay. So take care. Love you guys. Take care. Have fun. And we'll talk to you later.